people, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, it's the Proverbs 4:18 Millennial YouTube channel. For the path of the just is like a shining light that shines ever brighter until the perfect day. And my name is Desaya Sugary. You guys know I have to bring y'all the little extras. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be me. But anyway, welcome again to this episode. And today we're going to be talking about 5 don't or 5 do nots that you can't do during this pandemic. Things that you absolutely have to abide by. Think about them as your structure, your pillar. Think about it as, whatever it is. But these are 5 things you cannot do. You cannot do these 5 things during this pandemic. We're gonna get through this time, but we all have to stay safe. We all have to make sure that we keep our heads up, and we all have to make sure that we stay above waters, right? We have to float, right? We can't be on the sinking ship. And we've talked about over the last episode, we talked about resources and things that we can leverage, right? But now we're gonna be talking about 5 things that we cannot compromise on. You got to do these things. And of course, a side of Ruby Woo, I got you anytime. Okay, let's jump right into it. If you have wait, first of all, if this is your first time, welcome. Where you been? Did you subscribe yet? You have to subscribe. Like, dude, how do you expect to get more content on what we're doing here? Hit that subscribe button right now. All right, guys, let's jump into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is do not panic. This is not the time to panic. Anxiety never helped nobody, okay? Don't panic, don't expend your energy trying to panic, trying to do all these different things, like, oh my God, like this, and oh my God, the news, and oh my God, Donald Trump, no, oh my God, whatever. Don't panic. This is not the time to panic. Yes, get your facts right, but this is not the time to panic. So the first thing is do not panic. Panic does not move the needle, okay? Panic is not gonna get you from point A to point B. We wanna stay afloat, but you don't wanna spend your entire time worrying your pretty head off or your handsome head off because of, we don't know, like that is not going to help you. You want to make sure that you are with the facts, you're owning the facts, and that way you can actually make an informed decision. So panic is a no-no. It is off the table. If you've been panicking, find your zen and get out of it, okay? You might need to take a break. You might need to take a step back. You might need to step back from the news. You might need to, detox of all the bad information and all the stats that you're looking at. You might need to take a step back from all of that stuff and try to find your middle ground, try to find your internal support system, your zen, whatever that looks like for you, your skeletal structure, whatever that looks like for you, find it and stop panicking. Anxiety, panic does not move the needle. Okay, that is one. The second thing, and I have a list in front of me, y'all know I bet, I be coming out here prepared and stuff. So, okay. I don't know why I crack myself up so much. Okay, the next thing we're gonna talk about, really on the heels of the first one, is do not lose your sanity. You cannot lose your mind. Protect your sanity in this time. You cannot lose your sanity. You cannot lose your mind. Things are going haywire. Things are going out of whack. Shit is hitting the fan. All of that stuff is happening, we know, okay? And maybe, you've been affected. Like I said, we shared resources last week. But you want to make sure that as we progress, and even if we don't know what tomorrow holds, we don't know when things are going to open back up. Some people are still on lockdown, in some places. Some people have already started kind of going back to normal, but it's really everything but BAU, aka business as usual. We know that, but you want to make sure that you protect your mind. Everything that you are, everything that you exude comes from deep and well within. So if you lose your mind, you cannot concord anything. You cannot put anything together. You will not be mentally sane enough to conjure, to strategize, to approach, to attack, to execute. You will not be there. You will not be at your at your optimum level to be able to do those things. So, okay, do not lose your mind. The first thing we talked about, do not panic. Panic does not help you. It doesn't help me. Anxiety never helps nobody. And do not lose your mind. Like we always talk about it, your head space, the real estate of your brain should be taken. And you should not have enough to give to panic or, trying to lose your mind or lose your sanity. The third thing we're going to talk about, you'll already know though, do not accumulate any more debt. If you already have enough, guess what I said? It's enough. This is not the time to go on balling and like online shopping, retail therapy. This is not the time for that. So this is the time that you need to make sure that you stretch your dollar. Do not accumulate more debt, especially if you can help it. AKA cut your expenses, AKA make sure that you're not accumulating any more debt. This is not the time, if you haven't already planned for it before, to go, getting a bunch of changing your car or doing all those different things, especially when they're more luxurious than essential. If it's essential, and that definition can really vary from spectrum to spectrum. If it's essential, then think about it, bake in all the facts that we talked about last week. Make sure that you actually have a good idea for what you're looking for and for what, the economy, at least your projection of what the economy holds, and then bake all of that stuff into that decision. But if it's not essential, if you don't need it right now, how about you just calm down, take a step back and maybe try to project that purchase or whatever it is that you're trying to do for, sometime when things are a little bit calmer, when you feel like you have a pulse on things again. So as you're deferring payments, like we mentioned during the last week's conversation, like your student loans, defer things that you don't have to buy right now. Don't accumulate any more debt. This is a time you want to make sure that you are literally doing everything that is only essential, okay? Essentials only. The fourth, actually, I lost my count there. The fourth thing we're going to talk about is do not budget. Did you get that? Do not budget. Everyone has your subscriptions have gone all the way through the roofs right now. I don't know about you guys, but I totally need to social distance from my fridge. I've been eating oh my gosh, what? Yeah, I know. A lot of people are eating more now. I have people texting me talking about, I'm actually eating so much more. I'm I know. I totally need to also social distance from my fridge. So if that's happening to you, make sure that you also think about how to work that into your budget, but do not be with a budget. You know how we say do not be caught unfresh? Do not be caught without a budget. Rule of thumb. You need to budget. Yes, adapt your budget to things that were, maybe you're not paying for parking right now, parking at work, I'm not. Maybe you're not paying for gas as much because, first of all, gas prices have already tanked, and we are hopefully staying at home, aka you're not driving your car anywhere. Even if maybe your car needs to be serviced, but you're, it's social distancing, you're not going anywhere. Maybe you don't need to incur the expenses right now. Maybe you can just hang tight. And when things kind of blow over and we have a better pulse on what's going on, then you can kind of plunge into that. Do not budget. So adapt your budget. The budget you had in January is probably not what you're experiencing right now. I know some people are salaries are getting cut, people are getting furloughed. There are things happening right now that we just need to stay afloat. We need to stay above waters. And that means that whatever you have, you want to make sure that you plan in such a way that it makes sense. Yeah? You get it? Yeah. You guys are smart. You get it? Yeah. Don't go out there subscribing to all these different things because you're at home and you're a couch potato and la la la. No. And fitness programs, there's so much on YouTube that you can get for free. You don't need an additional subscription for fitness. Trust me, you can do some jump ropes. Okay, fine, maybe you don't have a jump rope. Jumping jacks, how about that? Some squats, you can bake things into your life that cost you $0.99, okay? That's what I thought. The last thing we're gonna talk about before we end today, and my energy is popping, is do not neglect your praise. Praise to the Lord. Do not neglect. The devil cannot steal your praise. That's all I'm saying. Okay? The moment you stop dancing, something is going on here. And you don't want all of that. Like we mentioned, you can't lose your head. You can't lose your mind. The devil cannot take your praise. So do not lose your praise. Make sure that you're still praising. Make sure that you still get your dance on. Make sure that regardless of whatever is going on around you, you know that you're going to come out to be a conqueror. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, hello, yes. You got this, okay? Make sure you never lose your praise. Actually, not even to be hyped or anything, that is super important. There's so much bad news out there right now, and it can really take a hit on your emotions, and you just don't want to be there. Don't lose your praise. Do the needful, like we've mentioned. Make sure you adapt your budget to what we're doing. Do not take on any more debt, but you have to protect your mental sanity. Praise is a part of that. Make sure you remember the good things that God has been doing and that He will do, and know that God is God regardless of COVID-19. Okay? God is always going to be God, and He deserves your praise. So don't ever give into that mindset that you want to give up your praise. What? Do not lose your praise. Okay? And until next time, y'all better follow me on social media. Even if I didn't forget to mention that last week, but follow me on social media, all of that good stuff. Link will be down below. We have a blog, all of that stuff. Make sure you subscribe. But until next time, until I come your way again with some more research and some more information that is good for you and is good for me. Ciao, au revoir, goodbye.